Hi guys. In this video, I will be talking about my time working at Walmart, and as you can tell by the name of this video, and I've been there working at Walmart for approximately 4 months now, and I can tell you there's more cons and pros. So let's begin talking about an employee at Walmart. The hiring process. So I began applying at Walmart back in September of 2019. I applied about mid-September, and it's January now, so almost 4 months. The application, you apply online at walmart.com, and they only accept online applications. They do not take paper applications. So you apply online. You also have to take an assessment test to determine if you are able to work at Walmart. If you do not pass the assessment test, then you have to wait a little bit before reapplying. If you do happen to pass the assessment test, the HR department will give you a call. Also, during the application process, you are actually able to select the position and the location that you apply for, and you can select more than one position and select more than one location. So after the assessment test, HR will call you. They will give you a date and time for an interview. They'll ask you to come in, and then during the interview, you are given an okay or not as to whether or not they want to hire you. I was hired right away, and I was told that we needed cashiers ASAP because we were low on cashiers. So I applied for the cashier's position and was offered the job on the spot. From what I remembered back in September, there were no questions asked from the HR department except for my availability. And at that moment, I had open availability, which helped. And I did apply for a full-time cashier's position, which requires an open availability. And after the interview, you are required to come in for orientation. And then you do orientation, and during the orientation, you watch videos on what to do if something were to happen. After that, you leave after 4 hours, and then when you come back, the next time you're scheduled, you get to do some training on the computer. So it shouldn't take more than a week, but usually it will take it took me about 3 days. After the computer training, you get to be trained on the position that you applied for. So I was a cashier or I applied for the cashier position. And I was trained on the registers, and there are two different registers that you must learn, um, which isn't really hard if you're tech savvy. So it took me maybe like an hour or two to learn everything. So yeah. And then after that, on the 29th day of working at the on the registers, then you have to go to the back to the computer where you originally did computer training to take a test. And this test will determine if whether or not you have officially gotten a job or not. So you have 3 attempts to do the job or to do the test, and if you fail all 3 times, that means you do not have the job. But it's really simple. I actually passed on my first time, some passed on their second. So it just really depends on what you remember during the computer training. Pay rates. So pay rates. The location that I am currently working at, we are getting paid $13 an hour. Other places may be a little bit higher, while others may be a little bit lower. So it just really depends on the location that you work at. Benefits. Benefits are offered to both full-time and part-time. Full-time are 34 to 40 hours a week. Part-time is 39.9 hours and less. Full-time gets medical, dental, vision, 401k. Part-time, I'm not sure if they get 401k, but I think they do. And they also have vision and dental. Most of the employees are part-timers because either they're going to school or they have a full-time job in the morning and need more income during the nighttime. So Walmart is a good place to, I wouldn't say a good place, but is flexible with your schedule if you have a morning job or if you're in school. So actually, I am a full-time cashier, so I work anywhere in between 34 to 40 an hour. 34 to 40 hours a week. Scheduling. I'm not exactly sure how management does scheduling, but it's a bit difficult for them to do it. I don't know if it's okay. I don't know if the word difficult is the right word, but management cannot schedule people correctly, because the thing is, they're at the store that I work at, we are open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. So if there's 2 cashiers in the morning at 7 o'clock, we may have three employees come in at 10 o'clock. The thing about that is, those 3 cashiers that come in at 10 o'clock, they cannot get their breaks on time or lunches on time, because if all 3 of us go on our breaks or lunch at the same time, then that means the registers will be understaffed. So my advice to the management is that when you schedule, space out the times between cashiers, so that way we will have enough cashiers to cover all shifts and all breaks and all lunches. Also, with scheduling, when you want a, a day off due to, let's say, a dentist appointment, make sure you request the time off at least 3 weeks in advance, because schedules do come out 3 weeks prior, or no, 2 weeks after the current week, if that makes sense. So this week would be on the 11th. So 3 weeks in advance. So the week of the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. Those schedules are out already. The only thing is management is able to change your schedule at any given time. So make sure you always check your schedule before coming in. That way, you know if you're actually scheduled to be coming in that day. Oh, yeah, and scheduling. Make sure you schedule something 3 weeks in advance. That way, management is able to either deny it or approve it. So just to make sure. Customer service. Customer service is one of the huge things you as a cashier needs to do. Or not just cashiers, but also the front end and as well as every department. So sometimes you will have a rude customer. Sometimes you have the nicest customers, and sometimes with customers, they will know what you're going through because they've been in the customer service industry. But those who are the meanest sometimes haven't been in that industry, so it's a little bit harder to communicate with them. Yeah. So just be careful of how you talk. And like the golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. It doesn't happen in customer service. Because customers will treat cashiers the rudest sometimes. And as cashiers, you can say something bad, just depending on who you are, but majority of the time, you can't always talk to them the way they've been talking to you, which is a little bit hard to take in. Yeah. Employee discount. So just like the benefits, I don't think I said this for the benefits, but employee discounts and benefits, you get 10% off after starting on your 91st day of working there. On Thanksgiving, if whatever schedule you are to work during that week, if you work every shift that is scheduled to you, you get an additional 15% off. So that's 25% off just by working your scheduled shift during Thanksgiving, plus your 10% off. So, but then like I said, the employee discount and the benefits do not kick in until your 91st day of working there. Black Friday and Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is one of the busiest times to be working at Walmart, and they schedule everybody to work on Thanksgiving. And so Black Friday sales begins on Thanksgiving Day at 6 p.m. Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is a holiday, but we do not get holiday pay, so we just get a regular pay base pay base rate, which isn't really fair, but yeah. So everyone is expected to work on Thanksgiving as well as Christmas. So if you get to, or if you decide to call off on Thanksgiving and decide not to go in to work, you do get occurrences, which I will be talking about in just a moment. But yeah, Thanksgiving, everyone's required to work, and Black Friday begins at 6 p.m. And we also have Black Friday the next day, and we also do Cyber Monday online. What's occurrences? Do I have occurrences? Get to see everything here. Occurrences right here. So occurrences are points that you accrue during your time working there. So occurrences are also known as points. So Walmart does this point system where if you call out, or if you do a no-show, or if you are sick and can't make it to work, that's 1 point, or anywhere in between 0.5 to 2 points right there. And if you have 5 or more points, you will get fired. And it is actually up to the cashiers, not cashiers, but the employees, to know how many points they have so far, so that by the time if they were to get fired, they know why. So far right now, my attendance is clean, so I shouldn't be worried about that. And if you do have points, you do get points from being late to work. If you clock in or clock out 10 or more minutes before or after your scheduled time. So if you arrive to work late, let's say you're scheduled to work at 10 o'clock, and if you clock in at, if you come in at 9, if you clock in at 8:50, or if you clock out or clock in at 8:50 or 9:10, you will get docked a point because you are not able to, or the management will give you leeway for coming in late, no more than 9 minutes, but you are not allowed to clock into work 10 or more hours, or 10 or more minutes, if that makes sense. Transfers are done, or can be done, after 6 months of working there. So it has to be 6 months on the dot. It can't be a day before 6 months. So if you decide to move, or if you want to go to a different location, talk to your manager, and you will be able to see if another store has an open availability in employees. Then management will take care of that. And as an employee, you will have to be able to apply through the work computer to get transferred over. School and work balancing. So, like I said before, majority of employees are part-timers because of school and work, or another job. So school or work is able to, or Walmart is able to work with your schedule if you decide to go back to school, if you have another job. But yeah, so if your schedule happens to change every couple months due to school, Walmart is able to do that for you. Also, Walmart has this thing called, I think, $1 a day for going to school, and it's through Walmart, $1 a day. And you can earn your associate's degree, you can earn your bachelor's. I'm not sure if they offer it as a master's, but I do know they do with a bachelor's. And it's something you can really take advantage of if you decide to go back to school. Walmart also does language learning, so you can learn a different language if you decide to. And I'm not sure if Walmart offers learning a language is free, but they have a website for that. Lunches and breaks. Lunches are an hour long if you are full time, and 30 minutes if you're part time. Breaks are 15. You get 2 15-minute breaks, but then, like I said before, lunches and breaks may not be taken at this on schedule, on time. Just depends on when people come in. Also, you are unable to take your lunch or breaks unless a CSM tells you to. And CSM stands for Customer Service Management. So, management. So every department should have a CSM, and they will let you know. Like in my department, I'm the cashier, like I said. The CSMs will let people know, or let cashiers know when they can take breaks and when they can take lunches. So, which isn't the best part of working at Walmart is you have to know, or not know, but the managements will let you know when you can take it. Oh, sometimes you actually have to ask, because sometimes CSMs do not come and check on you to see if everybody's taking a break or not. And that's kind of messed up, because there were times where I just left to take my lunch and breaks, because sometimes it's way past my time to go on break. And I have gotten told twice that I cannot leave my register until I get approval from a CSM. So that is a bit frustrating. So management, CSMs, and action codes. To get money for your till, or if you need a break, or if you need to go use the bathroom, if you need to get a price checked, you have to use the thing we called action codes. So throughout the day, sometimes management and the CSMs don't come to you, even though you press the action codes 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So sometimes what I will do is, when a CSM passes by, then I'll ask them, hey, can you guys get me some quarters, dimes, pennies? If breaks are needed, same thing with the money in the till. When CSMs come by, you have to basically ask them, hey, when can I take a break? When can I take lunch? So that's a bit a hassle. Training in all areas rates are still the same. So, as a cashier, sometimes I am put into different areas or different departments and still get paid the same, which isn't fair for the rest of us or for any of us, because we're putting the time and energy to learn something else, but we don't even get paid the extra amount, if that makes sense. So we actually have a maintenance person at my job, and that's all he does is a maintenance. But he was offered to take on a cashier's role as well, and this person does not get paid more because of how much more he has learned, but he gets paid the same knowing how to do another department, if that makes sense. So he learned how to do two different things, and yet he still get paid $13 an hour. Drama. Expect drama. Okay? Sometimes what people do is form a clique. So, like, the cashiers will form a clique with other cashiers, so it's a little bit difficult. Oh, it's not as difficult to talk to one another, but expect the drama. And yeah. Long lines and short or faster times. So at Walmart, especially on the weekends, there are always long lines. And like I said, especially Sundays and Saturdays, it can get pretty busy at Walmart, which makes the time go way faster than it should be. Because, like, sometimes I'll look at the clock, it will say 12:30. The next thing I know, the clock says 2:30. So it does take up a lot of your time, and the time does go by faster. Oh, and as for the long lines, the problem at my store right now is that we're not having enough cashiers for nighttime. We have enough for the daytime, but not for nighttime. And that goes back to my scheduling index card, where I said management needs to schedule us better as the cashiers. So yeah. The store itself needs a lot of work, or especially the one that I work at, because apparently people or employees do not know how to set each thing on the proper shelf that matches with the barcode. But sometimes it's not all the employee's fault. Sometimes it's the customer who picks up an item and puts it in a different location. So it's a little bit difficult to keep the store itself clean. Also, another thing is stealing. A lot of our merchandises have been stolen because of people trying to pretend, or not pretend, but people are trying to stick something in their hand and put it into their pocket. And then by the time they get out the door, they say, "Oh, I didn't buy anything," but then our alarm goes off. So that's a problem at my store, the one that I'm working at. The store itself does have stealing issues. Closing dates. So Walmart is closed one day a year, which is on Christmas. So we are open 364 days a year. And on Christmas Eve, we are open from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., which isn't that bad. But yeah, we are open 364 days a year. Like I said, Christmas is closed. Okay. So our Even app and one Walmart app. So the Even app is an app that you can download on your phone, and it will give you your schedule. Okay. This app will also tell you how much money you have earned so far after working your shift, and this amount will be after taxes have been taken out. And this app will tell you if you've done overtime, what your expected pay is for that day, as well as for the whole 2 weeks. Oh, I did forget to say that paydays is every 2 weeks. At my store, it's every other Thursday. So on the app, it will tell you how much you've made so far after tax. And the one Walmart app, you can go in there to view your paycheck stub, your schedule, what time you're expected to go back to work after lunch. You are able to do that on the app, which is actually pretty good because you'll know what's coming up. But then, like I said, management will change your schedule every now and then, so check it as often as you can. Dress code. Dress code is sneakers, or not sneakers, comfortable shoes. No plunge necks. You have to be in your vest at all times. And no fitted tees, but it has to be a t-shirt. You can wear jeans. Just make yourself look presentable. Like I said, shirt has to have a sleeve on. No plunge necks. No fitted tees. And you cannot wear leggings. I don't think you can. Actually, maybe you can. I think you may be able to wear leggings. Yeah. And yeah, so that is all I have to say about my time working at Walmart for 4 months. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and I'll try to get a video going once a week. Thank you, and please subscribe.